How is everybody doing? We have a fabulous Friday ahead of us. Going to have the NECC season kicking off with some Rocket League action. Saints Academy going to be on the docket for today. Going to be myself, Daniel Jobin as usual, and joined by Alex Hogarth. How are you feeling today, man?
Oh, pretty good. Excited to see the start of the season and see how the Saints come out swinging. And we're really excited to see how they put their practice into motion here today.
Yeah, so you came out, you got the fresh Academy red on, so no good. It's supporting the boys out there on the pitch today, so always good to see that new fresh wave of red coming in. The Academy team, as we said, finally going to get underway in the NECC season. They're going to be facing off against Northwood Black, so always, as we know, when you hear the name Northwood, it usually strikes a tone of fear in the hearts of many, so we know, very touted team, lots of accolades, and we played them tough in a lot of games, but they're always a tough out for us no matter what, so the Saints are going to be ready and be on their A game tonight if they want to win.
Oh, most definitely. I guarantee we're going to see some crazy plays from both sides. I'm sure both teams are eager to get out there and show what they've been training for these last couple of weeks. So yeah, we actually had a chance to speak with one of our academy players before the stream here.
Yeah, so I'll kick it over to the interview with NECC in just a second here, and we'll get his thoughts on the upcoming season, how the match is going to go, and everything like that in between. Hello, Saints fans. We're here with a quick little interview today before our scheduled match for the NECC season. Going to be here with Bailey Lamont, aka NECC. You've seen him on a lot of the teams, whether it's CRL, CCA. He's been around a long time. How you feeling today, man?
I'm good. I'm just excited to be here, just ready to play.
Yeah, awesome. And so today we are kicking off the NECC season. Pretty big game against Northwood Black. Going to be, I think, the second or third team there. What are your feelings going in tonight? Obviously, Northwood, very highly touted school, and every single esport always give us a tough challenge. But how the boys feeling going into match one tonight?
I mean, this is just the first of 3 Northwood teams we're trying to beat this season. So they're just a small peg on the whole pedestal.
No, the respect the mentality there. So I know coming into Academy, especially this season, what has it been like getting the new group of guys around, like trying to get that synergy ready for the season, and like what's kind of been the experience so far of like getting everyone together and getting ready for these like huge matches coming up?
I think everybody's bought in. Like I think everybody wants to be successful, and I think everybody wants to prove that just because we're Academy, we're not like second fiddle to anybody.
Okay. And I guess before I leave things off, what are your guys' like main goals for the year? Whether it's as far as placement or certain teams that you want to beat. Obviously, you mentioned you want to beat all 3 Northwood teams. That'd be a very good goal to accomplish. But what are your like main goals for the end of the season, or something like when you look back, you can be like, okay, like we went and did that.
I want to make CRL. Like I want to prove that we can make CRL. I mean, we have 2 former varsity players on our team. I think it's doable, and like I don't know, it'd be kind of hype to be the team that does it.
Yeah, and I guess the final question I'll ask, since we do have the CRL qualifiers coming up on Sunday as well, how's the team feeling going into that weekend as well? Obviously, those are huge games, huge league to get into. So, what's the mentality, or how's the feeling in like the locker room, I guess, so to speak, before that game coming up?
I think everybody's ready to try to make a deep run, hopefully qualify. If not, we have the second qual to try.
Yeah.
It's definitely doable.
Yeah, perfect then. So, thank you guys so much for the time. Thank NECC, and good luck on the rest of the season, man.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Hey, we thank you guys so much. We got the wise words of NECC there before we get the NECC season going underway there. So as we said there, he's happy. The Academy, people will have the stigma maybe that Academy is like the second, as he said, the second fiddler, maybe like the undertone, the little brother of the varsity team. But the way you try to build up these teams and these programs, you want to build as much talent as you can, as big of a roster as you can, so you can pull from that deep pool. And NECC knows that. He's played varsity, and as he mentioned, the CRL, they're going to be trying to qualify for CRL on Sunday. We know how tough CRL competition can be.
Oh, definitely. Oh, I'm sure we're going to see some crazy competition on Sunday. And as you said, you try to get as much talent out as possible. We see Northwood has 3 separate teams. We got St. Clair with 2 teams. And I believe U Windsor's got a team this year as well, right, for the first time. So we're seeing lots of new competitors, lots of competitors playing out, just a large number of them.
Yeah.
So we're going to see a wide range of talent, I'm sure. It's going to be a crazy season. I'm excited. Looking forward to see how it turns out.
And I think we do still have a minute before we get into the lobby. We could take a quick look at the standings for the Saints division here in the NECC. So going to see what all the teams are, how they're going to shake out. So we'll give a quick little speed run through. Northwood Black obviously facing off today. Mount Union White, OU Ottawa Gray, Michigan University Esports, CSU Vikes, QU Golden Gales, New Haven Chargers. As we said, our hometown brethren, the University of Windsor Esports, going to be there as well, and then Valpo Brown. So some of these schools we have definitely seen before. I think we've seen Michigan, definitely seen New Windsor, starting to climb up there, really make a name for themselves in some esports. Familiar, I think we've seen the Golden Gales. We've seen a lot of these teams as well. So the Saints, a little bit of familiarity, but there's always a little bit of nervousness when you're coming into a new season and everything.
Oh yeah, definitely. You never know what you're going to be facing with a new season. You could have had players transferring over. You could have had younger players coming up, finally entering the leagues now. So it's definitely with this lineup of teams, we're going to have a very, very interesting season.
Yeah, and the good thing with a new season for any of these leagues is that you honestly like never know what's going to happen. So much change, so much turnover in every single offseason where players are flying across the country, traveling internationally. If you're the Saints, we have players importing from outside of Europe and other places. So it's always really curious to see. We saw what teams were good last year. Who's going to be able to maintain that success, and who's going to be like maybe one of these breakout stars going to come in and make some noise. And the Saints, as we saw NECC, he wants that academy team to be on top. He wants it to be in line with varsity, stay in title and in position as well. They want to come out there. They want to be ready to play. And I guess we'll run a quick little prediction because we don't really have that much info to base any of this off. Because obviously game one, we don't really know what would be your early, I don't know anything yet prediction for this first match coming up.
Oh, it looks like we're just about to get started here.
Actually, yeah, we are going to be underway here in a second. So hopefully the lobby we're just fixing the screen there. Lobby is underway. Game has started as well. Going to be 15 seconds in here. Looks like Ambrosia going to be one of the players for the side of Northwood. So definitely a familiar face. We've seen him around. Fuego immediately Northwood on the board. 19 seconds in. Fuego starting things off and kicking it off with the fire.
Wasting absolutely no time here. 20 seconds in. We barely were able to catch the back end of that, but it looks like there was just a little bit of miscommunication going on with the Saints. But hopefully they can snap back from that real quick.
Yeah, and I believe it'll be Ramen, NECC, and it'll be Descent, I believe, for the side of the Saints there, and then I think Fuego, Ambrosia, and just have to wait to see the last name, but we've definitely seen Ambrosia for Northwood, and just as I say that, he'll make himself known right away in Game 1, going to be a 2-0 lead early on for Northwood Black.
So it's off to a rough start for the Saints here. I'm hoping that NECC can live up to his words and hopefully come out swinging here and get something going for the Saints.
Listen, we'll chalk it up to the early season, just get the cobwebs out, get the jitters out, shake it off there, and try to set something up. But Ramen, it's going to be a little misplay. Saints, dangerous spot early in their zone again. I think 7 or 8 demos already through in this first 30 seconds, too. Great little move by St. Clair. Great shot by NECC, but will get kicked aside by
Ross centers it again, and NECC is going to go for that shot, but he comes up short. And Ross going to do some dribbling and bring it back into the Saints end and try and set something up, get that ball out, and get some offense moving here.
Yeah, Saints just got to try to push that pace, get the ball out of that back end, try to find some scoring chances. But Fuego going to get the demo, and this net is not quite wide open. Ambrosia cuts on a dime, skirts around the Saints, and just like that, 3-0, just 59 seconds in for Northwood.
Ambrosia was not taking no for an answer. You can see there, he just completely deked out that goalie. He left him on his heels. He had no chance.
Man, those 1v1s as the goalie just have to be like the worst. You're just staring down like the chamber of a gun pretty much. Just like, when is he going to fire? When's he going to fire? And Ambrosia, great little misdirection there.
He did not give the goalie many options. Anyways, we got Fuego here trying to get the ball out of Northwood's end. St. Clair came out hard after that kickoff.
Whoa, ball is going to be stalled up mid for a little there. Yeah, nothing doing so far. Going to be touched up there. Fuego, a little save there for the side of the Saints. And the Saints right now, you're just looking to get that ball into the other zone, play some really solid, consistent offense, and just find a way to get this lead down to 2. And as I say that, Fuego, other ideas, 4th of the game for Northwood, and just like that, the Saints got to find a way to retool because this is not the start you wanted to your season.
No, this is definitely not the start the Saints were looking for. I'm sure that it's just like you said, it's the beginning of the season. They're just starting to get working together. They're learning all the other teams and all their strategies.
And I promise you, we are not on too much copium. The Saints are known to be slow starters, so we're gonna hang hope there that at least whether they come back in Game 1, find some bright spots, retool and get ready for Game 2, because 4-goal lead in Rocket League, not easy to overcome, and when you're already halfway through the game, almost with a team that has looked fairly dominant the first 2 minutes, not the easiest ask, but Saints just try to find some bright spots here. Ramen, little dribble over middle there, get a little pressure in the zone, but nothing too crazy yet.
Fuego's going to air dribble it and try and get that out of Northwood's zone, but Raw's going to try and stop him, but he was met. Ambrosia's going to try and bring it back to the center, and that just goes wide over the net. Raw's going to try and get something going here. They really need to get some offense going if they want to have any chance of pulling this game back. But Northwood just does not seem to be letting off. They come in again strong, but it's saved by NECC.
Yeah, and that's the problem with a really good team like Northwood, where they're going to be sound fundamentally. Like, when they get a lead, they're willing to play aggressive, especially with a 4-goal lead. Like, there's honestly no reason to not kind of put your foot on the gas and try to push things forward. So Northwood doing exactly what we would expect in this situation. The Saints, though, like you said, they have not found a single lick of offense the entire game so far. Maybe 1 or 2 decent cracks at the net, but nothing really of substance. And ball is back the other way, actually. They will get knocked aside for the time being, but St. Clair right now just honestly not really any way to find to get like that offense going, just not really any good attempts.
No, it doesn't seem to be working out in their favor. I'm hoping that they can come back strong in Game 2, but it looks like Raw is going to try and get something going here in Northwood's end, but Northwood's defense, they're really stacking up the end there, try and stop anything from happening with the Saints.
Descent is going to try to get the air dribble. Great little contester, but I believe it was Fuego. Second man going to be there for the ball. Nitrix chip it over middle. Try to get a passing play going, but just as you said before, Northwood's defense almost as stout as their offense this game, which if you're playing a game that well on both sides, you're very low chance you're probably going to have, not find the success that you want. Ramen going to go for the touch there. Looks to be a little fake out. Ambrosia will be there for the setup, maybe possibly free shot. Great little deflection there by Ramen. So St. Clair kind of, the defense has tightened up a little bit the last 2 minutes, but ultimately got to score to win, and you got to shoot to score. So they have to find some way to make those saves, get on the counterattack, and make something happen, because honestly, right now, you're looking at game 2.
Definitely, and we see another demolition from Northwood. We've seen many demolitions this game from both sides. It's been a crazy match, super fast paced, but St. Clair just can't get any offense going. Like you said, they got their defense back, but now they just need to get some goals, and with a minute left, it does not seem to be going in their favor here.
It just got to be so frustrating too, and you think you do everything right, you do so well getting the ball to a certain spot, or you make a man miss, you maybe get a good crack in the net, and Northwood every time just shuts the door, closes it right in your face, and St. Clair now teetering, just 45 seconds left in game 1. Just they played a much better back half of this game, a lot cleaner. They've gotten a little bit of pressure. They've made a couple good saves. Obviously the demos coming through, you want to try to, if you can somehow correct those, you want to look at ways to do that as well, but really good back and forth. The second half of the game, just no way to find that ball in the back of the net, and that's been one of St. Clair's maybe their issues. The defense seems to always kind of be strong, even if it doesn't start quite as good, but offense just right now, just nothing going.
Definitely, yeah. As we heard before, Nitrix was very confident, maybe even a little too overconfident, and I think that might have been what put them back on their heels, but for the second half of this game, it's been great, and I hope they can really carry that over in game 2. And yeah, as we've seen, great shot by Nitrix. He almost put one in there. So hopefully he can carry that through to game 2, and he can get the Saints going with a bit more positive the next match.
Yeah, Saints were hoping to get that donut off the board. Unfortunately, though, they will fall 4-0. I believe it was game 1 there. Northwood going to come out with the win. Ambrosia going to be the leader with 2 goals. Fuego going to add one in as well. So every member of Northwood kind of getting involved there in the stat sheet. Obviously, Sir Hex was just get those demos, play that back line, just be a thorn on the Saints side. So really clean game by Northwood. So we saw Nitrix taking all the shots for the side, or getting 4 saves actually for St. Clair. And St. Clair only getting a couple, let's say 5 shots in net's not terrible, but when you only had 1 that was really of substance, it's going to hurt you.
Definitely, and compared to Northwood's 8 shots, it really shows on the scoreboard, because you miss every shot you don't take. Yeah. And Saints needed shots to score, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's the only problem. Even if you have really good chances, if Northwood's got 3 or 4 goals, you need to get volume too. You just have to, 1 goal is not, you can't get 2. There's no 2-for-1s. There's no double point plays. You can't get a 3-pointer from half court. You have to chip out of the way 1 at a time. And the Saints just right now, just try to find that first goal. Don't put too much pressure on yourself. Just come out, play a safe game, and just try to find like a really dirty, like just chintzy goal. It's one of those grinder goals that you just it's just garbage time goals. But St. Clair, any way to get on the board right now, they'll take.
As we get started here with game 2, we got Nitrix getting demolished only 5 seconds in. Roz trying to set something up in the middle. Descent taking the shot eventually, but it was stopped by Fuego. And Fuego's going to try and get the ball out. A lot of pressure from Nitrix. He's really trying to get something going here, carrying that momentum in from game 1. Descent setting the ball up in the middle again, but Ambrosia's just able to clear that out. And we've seen Ambrosia a lot in the air. He seems to be more flying around than he is on the ground.
That's how you can tell someone is either super confident in their abilities, or you just they're a very, very high level player. And I think Ambrosia we've seen on the main Northwood teams in the past, that name is definitely familiar. So this is someone very high level experience, very high skill, and the Saints just like that. Unfortunately, the counterattack will find a hole in the defense, and Ambrosia gonna find the goal there on the backside of the assist there. And just honestly, that's way too easy for Northwood to get a goal like that.
Definitely, the Saints left their net wide open, and all it took was hitting the ball into that huge net, because there was no goalie there to stop it. So Ra's gonna try and beat Fuego to the draw, but it gets knocked loose in the center. We got a bouncy ball out there today. Everybody's been flying around, flipping through the air, trying to get a hit on it, and it's not going the right way for anybody, neither team. Ra's gonna center the shot, but once again, Fuego is gonna fly through the air and stop that.
So far, really good back and forth. Saints just trying to find some way the ball. A lot of pressure in their zone as well. And just like that, a missile from Hex. Fuego with the assist, and now Northwood picking up where they left off in game 1. They are not trying to go away quietly.
No, I'm sure the Saints are not happy about this. That's 2 games in a row they've let up 2 goals in the first minute, minute and 8 seconds. But hopefully they can turn this around. Still tons of time left here. They just need to really come out with their offense. And as we see Nitrix, Sir Hex stops him right on the goal line. It's not done yet. Descent flying through the air. Shot on net. Stopped by Ambrosia. Northwood's defense is just impenetrable.
Yeah.
There's something going on.
There's something in the water. Yeah, PC check. Yeah, no, they're a fortress on that back end right now. And those are two pretty good looks by the Saints. Two great bump in front of the net. They're trying to clear it out. But as I said, the Saints, they got two incredible looks there. And somehow the ball back in their net almost once again. Ambrosia was there a little chip shot. Saints trying to find this way to chip this one out of the corner. Fuego still with possession, trying to go for the pass. Cross center. Nobody quite there for the reception, though. Now the Saints just trying to get this ball out. And you got to find a way to put one on the board at this point. Maybe they'll finally get it. And once again, Fuego going to shut the door in the nick of time. And the Saints just have to be reeling right now at these chances.
Raw's going to try and make something of this. The ball hasn't left the zone yet. It's been shot after shot for the Saints there and stop after stop from Northwood. But Ambrosia is not letting up, and he centers that ball for Fuego. And Fuego puts it on net to Sir Hex, and Sir Hex flops on it.
Those are always the scary ones because if they have the right amount of boost, those shots are very, very hard to save. It's kind of hard to read those angles. The Saints finally get on the board. Descent and Robin going to be there for the hookup. And now the Saints, a little bit of life in there. Now it's just a 1-goal disadvantage. You got half the game to play. Got to be in a much better spot mentally.
Oh, definitely. I'm sure they're feeling great about this one. It's much shorter gap to go, and they're doing a lot better in their first game. So it shows they're really taking off running into game 2 and hopefully take the series.
Yeah, you can see the commitment to offense finally. You're seeing, we've already seen 4 or 5 shots. They only had, I think, 4 shots all of last game. So the Saints already picking up a lot of the slack they left off, left to be desired last game. But Northwood, as we know, they're going to come back. They're going to play that heavy pressure. So the Saints have to stay on the game.
Oh, definitely. We got Descent here trying to make something happen, but Ambrosia's there with the mid-crease stop. And Raw's going to keep the pressure on and keep the ball in Northwood's end. Fuego with the air clear and then back to Ambrosia, and they're going to center it, but Raw's going to take a shot on net, and it goes just wide to the right. Descent was there for the rebound, but it just didn't line up. Fuego's trying to get the ball out of Northwood's end still, but Raw's just not letting it out, and a shot on net by Raw, and it goes in! Raw finally ties it up for St. Clair. Hopefully bringing it back here in game 2. We can tie up the series and go from there.
And what a way to get it. Double tap off the backboard. Rahman making it look too nice. And now St. Clair, as we said, you finally got that momentum. You got the building block. Now you can smell a little bit of blood. Okay, now we can play with these guys. Game 1, they kind of got ahead of us and we fell apart a little bit. The offense has been night and day from game 1 to game 2. And if you're the Saints, exactly what the doctor ordered, you just need to keep up the consistency because Rocket League is a game that can be won or lost in quite literally 2 seconds.
Oh, 100%. As we've seen, at the 4-minute mark, it was 2-0, and now we're back to 2-2 just 2 minutes later.
Fuego going to chip it toward the net there once again. The Saints are playing with a lot of fire here in Northwood. As we said, they are not going to go away. Now the game's tied. Northwood, they're looking to put the game winner. They want that go-ahead goal. They want to walk away, try to set up the 2-0 because reverse sweep, as we know, very, very challenging to do no matter what sport, what facility, what you're trying to do there. But Saints trying to put this one into the corner. Nitrix there for the play, trying to go for the second touch, but Northwood will go for the clear. Decent little shot toward the corner there, but teardropper will be kicked away by Fuego. So the Saints, though, a lot of offensive pressure, and hey, if the ball's on the other team's end, you can't get scored on.
Oh, definitely. That's what the Saints need to do. They need to keep it in Northwood's end. They need to keep the pressure on and make sure that they don't get caught empty-handed there at the back, the goalie.
Yeah.
Once again. And, hopefully they can make something happen. We got 40 seconds here. Descent's trying to push the ball to the center, and Descent's almost going to get a shot on net, but it was just a little bit too fast for him. Sir Hex going to dance around and try and get the ball out, and the Saints let it back in the zone, but Nitrix is going to try and clear it out here. Fuego's going to try and make something happen in the center, but he's stopped by Descent. Ambrosia, he's coming in fast. He's trying to make something happen here with 20 seconds left. Northwood knows if they get a two-win gap in this series that it's going to make a huge dent. Yep. Huge dent.
Yeah, this is a massive
amazing stop. Amazing stop by Descent to keep the Saints in the game there. And another amazing stop by Raw, making sure the Saints live to see overtime.
Still 6 seconds, so this game is not quite over yet. The Saints were very happy to get those saves, but now ball may touch down here finally. It will, and now overtime for game 2. This is going to be a massive, possibly series-deciding goal. The Saints trying to square things up at 1, and Northwood trying to start to put the dagger in the hearts of the Saints fans everywhere there. Got 2-2 overtime has started. Now the Saints, once again, offensive zone pressure in abundance. They're going to get a good little pass there, little back tap as well, but not quite enough mustard on it there. The Saints, though, still such a good job just keeping Northwood buried in their end as long as they can.
Oh, definitely. As we've seen, the first 20 seconds was spent in the Northwood end. Hopefully they can get the ball back down there and keep the pressure up. We got a demolition, and Raw's going to take it. He's all alone. Not able to get the shot off in time, though. But Nitrix is there in the center to try and get the rebound. He's stopped by Sir Hex, and Sir Hex is going to try and drive the ball down to St. Clair's zone. Raw is able to push that away from the net, that slow roller. Fuego's going to try and get the air dribble through, but he misses, and the ball's going towards Northwood's end, and no one seems to be able to get a solid hit on it.
Yeah, a little flick up there. Saints are going to get the down tap, though. Try to get that backboard spike. Ambrosia's still going to be there to knock that one away. Fuego there, going to be there for the connect as well. Really, really good back and forth so far. Both teams are finding great chances. Every single shot looks like it might go in, and Northwood almost putting one in their own net there to even things up. So St. Clair putting this pressure on. Maybe Northwood starting to slightly feel the cracks on that defense, but St. Clair, you still got to chip away. The game's not over yet. Right down on the goal line. Second shot comes through. Descent buries it, and St. Clair evens up the series at 1.
And we're right back to a tie. Right back at square one. St. Clair and Northwood both have great opportunity to take this series here. Hopefully St. Clair can carry that momentum into Game 3, and we can see something more here.
Yeah, being down 2-0 would have been pretty daunting. And hey, they were down 2-0 in that game as well, and they really battled. They went tooth and nail. They fought with a bunch of heart there. They were able to find 3 straight goals, 3 unanswered goals in the second half of the game, and then overtime winner as well. And look at the difference. From 5 shots to 12 for the Saints in Game 2. You can just see
crazy.
the difference.
Most definitely, yeah. The pressure, the ball didn't seem to leave Northwood's end for almost half the game there. I hope they can carry that on into this third game here and really make something happen.
Yeah, Saints just look to keep that momentum from Game 2. They did so much. That offense was honestly, it was such a breath of fresh air from Game 2. Because Game 1, I'll be honest, I was a little worried there. I was a little down. I was like, man, there wasn't really anything to kind of pull from to go, okay, we can build on this. This might be a good thing. And Game 2 just total script flip.
Definitely.
Now we're in Game 3, and this will be a massive game as well.
And I think Saints are going to be feeling the same way about that win. That was much needed. Got their confidence back. As you can see, they came out swinging the balls in Northwood's end. Nitrix going to try and clear this out here. It's a great save by Nitrix.
Little mid-air demo, though. A couple people missing the ball there. Ambrosia is going to walk away, try to go for the flip reset. Going to get the second touch as well, so a lot of dramatics there, a lot of aerial prowess, but Ambrosia will be denied by Raman. Fuego there to contest it at mid as well. Or it looks like Nitrix is going to be there, try to make a play happen. Good little move in the air. Good little dribble, but Fuego going to be there for the deny. And even as good as the Saints' offense has been, man, Northwood's defense is nothing to scuff at.
Oh, definitely not. They seem to be there every single shot. They're not letting the Saints take anything for free. They have to play and play for every single opportunity, and they have to make them count if they want to come out on top here. That's for sure.
That was a very, very close one on the Saints' goal line there. They cannot be playing with fire like that against a team like Northwood. Really fast shot there toward the crossbar. Fuego is going to be there for the save. Nitrix was the shooter there, and now Ambrosia going to go for the chip out. Saints trying to play this one over the midline. Back into the corner, going to go for the old dump and chase. Nitrix a little touch there, but Ambrosia, once again, everybody seems to be in the right spot at the right time, and they couldn't ask for a better defense right now because there's been a lot of close calls for both sides to start this off.
Oh, definitely. We've already seen quite a few shots here, quite a few saves. And as we see Sir Hex, he's not letting the pressure down. He's trying to really make something happen for Northwood. I think Saints have got them on their heels right now.
Yeah, great job there by Northwood to kind of get the ball in the Saints' end. But once again, Saints just denying that midline. And both these teams, honestly, it's like a football game right now. They're just fighting for that line of scrimmage right across the middle line like you are. We're going to draw the line in the sand that you can't come across. And so far, both teams trying to find the opener. Great shot by Dissenter. That thing was flying down toward the net, but does get denied. Once again, calling Fuego's name on that save. That guy has been all over the net so far these first couple of games, and St. Clair just trying to find that hole in the armor, trying to find that hole in the defense, and trying to take lead. We're still at zeros halfway through Game 3 now.
Oh, and a great shot by Sir Hex there. Wide open, right in the middle. Fuego set him up, perfect, and Nitrix just wasn't able to recover in time to get in front of that.
I almost didn't say it was still zeros because I kind of saw that play developing, and I was like, this might not go great for us, but you know, I'm a rock with the point anyways, and wish I wouldn't have. Saints only giving up 1 goal so far though, so definitely still in striking distance. Obviously, they came back from down 2-0 and a little bit of less time last game, so not how you wanted to start the game, but you know, keep your head held high and try to regain. And once again, Fuego going to be on the offensive end now, from defense to offense, trying to find ways to get it done.
As we can see, Northwood came out after that goal trying to hold the momentum.
Yep.
They do not want to give Saints a chance. They do not want this to go to a Game 5.
Yeah. Ambrosia going to be there for the play, going to just send it off to the corner. Doesn't have any boost to play with. It's going to get the second touch, so Saints do get the corner boost steal, and though nobody back in the net. They won't be able to get there, actually. I thought one of the Saints would get there, but man, that is one you need. That you want that one back. That one hurts day and night if you're the Saints.
Yeah.
3 members up in that deep corner, and it does not get easier for Hex.
That wasn't the first empty net goal we've seen either.
Yep.
So I think that's something the Saints might want to work on in practice, is working on the rotations and make sure everybody's in the right spot.
That's why we said you can lose a game of Rocket League and just as fast as you can blink, snap your fingers. You know, it's quick. Life hits you very, very fast in this game. And St. Clair definitely keen to it now, but great little second touch there in the mid. But they have to find some way to dig deep, try to battle back now, because as we know, Northwood gets that early, not an early lead. When they get the lead period, they smell blood. They really want to go in attack mode. And the Saints, when Northwood was in full attack mode, the Saints didn't really have a great answer for it. So they got to find some way to create offense with only limited time left now. 2 free shot toward the net though, and that is exactly what they needed. Descent going to cut the lead to 1 now, and hopefully St. Clair trying to build off this one. They still got a lot of time to play with as well.
Oh, definitely. As we see, Descent really bringing St. Clair out of the dust there. Hopefully they can carry that over, tie the game up, and hopefully take it before overtime and get into game 4 swinging.
The early play off the wall. Ramen going to be there for the first touch out of the corner. Northwood going to be there for the play. It'll be Hex on the second touch there. We'll get the little bit of friendly bouncer. Descent once again going to be putting a lot of pressure on the offensive zone here. Try to get that ball deep. You know, dump the ball in there. Go for the chase. Ramen is going to be there for the touch. Try to get the flip reset. He will, but great denial there by Hex to actually read the flip reset and be there right in the right spot. Hex, one-man wrecking crew on defense. This guy just will not give up the ball right now. Just will not fumble the ball any whatsoever. And Saints still got to dig out of this 1-goal hole, and they will make the save there. But again, 65 seconds left. They got to make something happen. And just as we say it, Hex, once again, going to be his 3rd goal of the game on 3 shots. So Northwood now extending the lead with just 1 minute and 6 left. And the Saints, you got to try to find it now.
Yeah, the Saints are really going to have to dig deep here and make something happen if they want to stay in this series. We got Raw bringing it to the center. Hopefully he can get the ball down in Northwood's end. They really don't have much time here. Only we got the 1-minute warning, and Descent's going to try and stop that. But Fuego's going to keep it coming, and Raw's going to stop. Descent push the ball to the corner, and Fuego and Ambrosia right there on it like a magnet.
Straight up Northwood. Every time they get a goal, they immediately walk back down. They're looking for 2. When Northwood gets 1 goal, they want to come back and they want to score another one. They want to really drive that dagger in and make sure, okay, the Saints, they will not come back against us. That was a fantastic cross-court play by the Saints, but once again, Fuego, I cannot wait to see the save total after this game. I think the guy's got 3 goals. He's got at least 4 or 5 saves. They're going to have a triple-double by the end of the game in Northwood. Going to find the demo there, and now the Saints, you got to make something happen in the next 5-10 seconds. There are only 15 seconds to play in game 3 here, and Northwood holding that 2-goal lead, and they're going to make it 3. Ambrosia's going to find one. Fuego gets in the assist column, and that will be all but over for game 3, and St. Clair going to look to game 4 in about 12 seconds to keep the series alive.
As we've seen, Northwood is doing really great with their passing plays, their positioning, their defense, and their rotations. Yep. It seems the Saints really needs to regroup and just fresh start for game 4.
Yeah, whatever you did between game 1 and 2, do that again.
Definitely. Sir Hex is going to take a late shot, but it's stopped by Descent, and that's going to bring us right almost to the end of this game, but the ball isn't going to hit the ground just quite yet. I think they want to play a little longer, and that brings us to the end of game 3 with Northwood taking it with a 3-1 victory over.
I think 3-1 at the final. Oh, 4-1. Yeah, they got the garbage time goal at the end there. Yeah.
Yes, and yes, as you said, 4 saves from Fuego. That's just an amazing performance from Northwood, and they definitely owe this victory to Fuego because he stopped.
Yeah.
4 amazing shots.
I mean, the Saints had 5 shots and he saved 4 of them, and Northwood had 14 shots, and obviously 14-5 is not fantastic math when you're on the lower end of that, and to have 4 out of your 5 shots, not only does it just suck, but it's like demoralizing, like, man. And they had so many good chances too. Like a lot of those chances would have like beaten probably 85-90% of the goalies. And Northwood 100%. Just, as you said before, they just find some way to just scoop that in there and close it.
For sure. So we're here with game 4 with Northwood leading the best of 5 series 2-1. Saints left on their heels, down by 1 in the series. Hopefully they can come out swinging in game 4 and make something happen. Got Descent pushing the ball to the center. Nitrix is going to keep it deep in the Northwood end. Really try and set up a play here and get an early lead. Raw's going to keep it down deep in there. Fuego is going to try and clear it.
Bit of a skirmish in front of the net there. Shot will come through for the Saints. Ramen going to be there. Hex once again going to be there for the save. Now ball going to teeter toward mid lane or middle area there. Nitrix going to be there for the touch. Ambrosia is going to be there for the ball. Trying to get the double touch. Razor sharp angle for Ambrosia when it seemingly wasn't possible. Double touch off the backboard, and I'm not even sure Ramen expected that was going to go on net. Neither Descent. That angle was insane from Ambrosia. And Northwood exactly the start you want to try to close out a series.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of air dribbling and almost crazy shots as we've seen that 2-touch last game from Ambrosia. So I'm curious to see how the Saints are going to try and combat that, because it seems like Ambrosia is their #1 problem right now. As you can see, just saved Nitric's shot on net too. Descent's going to put that back on goal. Fuego's going to stop him right on the goal line. I think half the ball was in the net there.
It's criminal, the amount of robbery on the Northwood side. It's absolutely insane. They just seem nothing. The Saints have listen. They're getting some good shots on net here. This isn't like these are free saves. These are very hard saves to get to, hard positions to get to and get in time. Hard to read and react. But somehow Northwood, they just have such a good read on the ball. They seem like they know where St. Clair's going to go with it, like a 0.5 seconds before it happens, and that gives you a massive advantage when playing almost those guessing games in net.
Oh, definitely. As we see, Descent is going to try and get something going for the Saints here and get a long shot on the Saints goal, but it's going to get sent back to the middle, and Sir Hex is going to air dribble, try and set Fuego up in the middle, but Raw's going to be able to clear that out. Hopefully get some offense going for the Saints.
Yeah, the bright side is they only need to find one to get back in the game. They are going to find the demo there. I don't think the respawn time will be enough. I like the idea of the pinch there, just not enough boost to make it happen there. Fuego is going to be there for it. Ramen going to be there for the little touch, just putting it straight up in the air. Going to be there to try to make the pass, but great play by Fuego to save it. Ball on the line. Second and third shot come through. Northwood somehow holding the line there, and Saints, ball still actually threatening. They're going to try to find it. Fuego is going to be there for the touch. It looks like it'll be Nitrix on the follow. Northwood still able to keep the ball out of the net, keep this thing at a 1-0 lead, and Ramen, it's going to be there, but ball will be cleared, and St. Clair, man, they are knocking, kicking, screaming, punching the door, and they can't open it. Fantastic save by Ramen to possibly save the game the way the series has been. And St. Clair, you got to get off this back foot, and you got to find some offense.
Oh yeah, as we see here, they're bringing it down in Northwood end, trying to get something going because the clock is ticking, and they need to get one in the net to stay here alive in this series. The ball's going to get smushed around. They're playing ping pong in the center here. Descent's trying to get something going again for the Saints. Raw's going to take a shot on net off the crossbar, and rebound from Nitrix, but another save from Ambrosia. Just not able to put that home.
It's like this. I can't believe what I'm watching. Honestly, this has been some of the best goaltending I've ever seen in any sport, bar none. Real sport, esport, doesn't matter. Northwood, they must have some personal vendetta against this ball. They're like, this ball is not going to enter our net. Finally, Descent will find the equalizer in St. Clair. All it takes is one when you're playing strong defense, and just like that, 2 minutes to play, do or die for St. Clair. They got a lot of time, though.
I know why they didn't save it, because they didn't have anybody in the net that time.
Good strategy.
They did. They had a double commit in the corner, and that ultimately led to the St. Clair able to capitalize on that open net. Fuego's going to play with the ball and try and get it out, but Nitrix going to try and get something going in the middle, but he's stopped by Sir Hex. He was able to clear it out. Descent saying no, and he's going to keep that ball in Northwood's end. Descent with the Raw with the demolition, but they're unable to. Sir Hex clears that out. They're unable to get something going there, but relentless. Nitrix, another shot on net, and Fuego clears it out once again. Another save from Fuego. Fuego's going to carry this all the way into St. Clair's end, and Ramen's going to try and kick it right back because he's not giving up. One was not enough.
Saints gonna have to find a second. Both teams fighting for that goal leading. Oh, great shot there by Raw. Fuego, yet again, I'm gonna have nightmares about his name. I'm gonna be saying his name in my sleep. So many saves, so many clutch plays this entire series. As we say though, still deadlocked at once. Both these teams, you can tell they want this one so badly. Northwood trying to get the closeout. Ramen with a great little touch off the ceiling, trying to find a teammate there down in the middle, but nothing unfortunately materializes. Great little touch up to the ceiling. Maybe find the back touch there. Great little reverse, but not gonna find anything really, really fancy. But still, Saints. The good thing is, even though Northwood scored, they go right back on the offense, put that pressure on Northwood. When they put like that crazy pressure on, they can find these holes, but they just have to keep doing it consistently. And now, only 45 seconds in game 4.
Yeah, they got Saints have 45 seconds here to hold this out, try and get one on Northwood. Hopefully bring this game to an end so they can see themselves in a game 5.
Ramen going to be there for the touch. Looks like it'll be maybe Fuego there on the second touch. Ambrosia going to be playing that midline. Going to send the ball back to the corner. Maybe the Saints can somehow gather possession. Looks like they almost did for the time being, but those Northwood rotations in that middle, there's been so many close calls. The ball just floating around. Fantastic job by Ambrosia for the save. The Saints, they regain and find the second chance, and Nitrix makes it a 2-1 lead. 17 seconds to play. Do we have game 5 on our hands?
It seems we do have game 5 on our hands because Nitrix is able to put one home with only 17 seconds left in game 4. Let's see if the Saints can hold off Northwood for the remainder of this game.
If I'm St. Clair, I am eyeballing this clock like there's no tomorrow. I'm playing possession. I'm not screwing around at all. I'm just going to try to play time Ramen with a great air dribble. They're going to waste 9 to 10 seconds off the clock. So now, even though Northwood does have time for a shot, net looks like it's a little bit vacated for my liking. The Saints going to have to find the rotation. Massive demo by Nitrix. Ball touches down, and off to Game 5 we go. What a way to start Week 1.
Just an absolutely awesome performance from Saints there. Coming back. 2 games in a row they came back just to take that away from Northwood. I'm sure Northwood is biting their nails right now.
Look at the shot difference now for the Saints, too. Northwood only had 3 shots to the Saints, I think, 10. Offense has been the story. I mean, the defense of Northwood was the story, but offense has been like the story of this series.
Oh, definitely. We've seen countless shots. Countless shots. I'm curious to see how Game 5 goes, because now's do it or lose it.
Yeah, do or die for both sides. Saints will maybe draw first blood, potentially going to go off wide to the left corner there, but like we said, I wonder, does Fuego have 19 more saves in his back pocket? Will the Saints finally find a way to, get 2 or 3 goals in a row? And if you're St. Clair, I think getting an early lead would be massive if you can somehow swing, because they haven't had one the entire series.
No,
every game has been comeback season, and listen, it's okay to do it, but against a team like Northwood, you can't consistently ask for that. Little miscommunication, the Saints drop first blood in Game 5.
Just an amazing, amazing setup by Nitrix and an amazing shot by Descent. He put that ball in its home.
Yep. Descent, perfect timing, and then great job there by Raman. Just, set the pick, set the screen, get in front of the goalie, try to cause some mayhem, and like that, Saints, just what we were saying, get that early lead. But now the problem with playing with the lead is, you have everything to lose and nothing to gain, so to speak, you know what I mean? So you have to make sure, stifle Northwood's offense and just try to find that second goal. Keep it at a 2-goal lead, obviously, is the ideal goal at the end of this.
Definitely. The Saints got to make sure that they do not relax. They keep the pressure on, and they don't give up. They got to keep the pressure on. They got to get some more goals here.
Great little second touch there from, I believe it was Raman, to keep that ball across the midline there. And Descent is going to be there once again, going to be played up by Nitrix. So the Saints putting a lot of pressure here, but once again, just make sure that net does not get vacated. There's only one way you'd be kicking yourself for weeks and weeks if you lose on an open net like that. And Saints going to get a great one. Descent all over the map right now. Going to find his second of the game, trying to solo carry Saints through Game 5 right now. Great job on the setup there in the corner as well, but Descent just finishing the job every time the ball touches his car.
Sir Hex is not going to be happy about that one. I'm sure his teammates are all giving him the eyes right now. Descent's going to play with the ball in the middle and try and get it in the Northwood zone, but Fuego's going to take it down into St. Clair's end and just wide, and Nitrix is going to try and clear it out. Nitrix with some great dribbling, and it's taken by Descent, but Fuego's going to stop him once again. And the ball's just not leaving Northwood's end now.
Yeah, if you're St. Clair, man, even though there's still a lot of time left, the clock is definitely on your side. The more time in Northwood's end, the more time you can kill, whether it's air dribbling, sending it to the corner, trying to just stall out time. It's going to play into St. Clair's hand. As this clock ticks down, the percentage chance just gets, 1 tick higher as the time goes down for the Saints to win. So, got to try to find a way. They would definitely love a third goal, though. I know that for a fact.
Oh, 100%. As they say, the best defense is a 3-goal lead. So.
Truer words were never spoken.
Especially in a game like Rocket League, when the games rely so heavily on the clock, time just seems to go so fast.
Yep. Raman is going to be there for the touch. Hex is going to be there for the second touch. Try to get it over the Saints midline there. Is going to find some success. Great job by Descent. Now he knows, hey, I got those 2 goals. Let me show you the defense a little bit. Great job there by Fuego. Fantastic air dribble. I believe double touch off the crossbar as well. Just great job by Northwood. Try to get that one. Try to get back in the game. Fuego, great control there. Raman just missing it there at the edge, and Fuego, just great individual effort to get back on the board.
As we can see, Northwood really likes to play with the ball in the air, and that's something that St. Clair's going to have to learn to adapt to.
Yeah, they got to try to find some way, get the SAM turrets, get that air shut down, no fly zone for the side of Northwood, because, they do their best work when they're off those aerials. Saints going to get a quick little shot off the kickoff there. Descent trying to find one of his teammates set up, but Northwood is going to be there for the play, and that's kind of the tricky thing if you're the Saints now. You want to commit to get those really, really good shots, but not at the expense of giving up that equalizer now. It's treading a very fine line, so we'll see. 2.5 minutes, will they be able to tread that line? And Northwood definitely not going to go away.
Descent with another great save in front of the net there, and Fuego's going to try and keep the pressure on Nitrix and not let him get anything going. Northwood really doesn't want to let another goal go here, because that would pretty much put the nail in the coffin.
Oh, this could be very dangerous. There was nobody back and not a lot of boost, but luckily Saints were able to regain and get some boost and, get back on the defensive rotation, because that could have been very, very dangerous. But Northwood still keeping this one in the zone. Somehow double commit by the Saints. Demo is going to come through on Raman as well, so got to buy a little bit of time here. Luckily they will do so, so should be a full respawn there. But Northwood, as we said, not going away. Flip reset for Ambrosia. Going to get the ball through somehow. Is anyone in the net there? Two Saints double commit. No one makes the save, though. And Sir Hex will equalize things at 2. We are going to have a serious late game, Game 5 on our hands.
Yeah, with only a minute and 45 seconds here, all tied up.
That's killer.
Sir Hex drops one in nice and slow on the Saints goal. And hopefully the Saints can come out swinging. The minute and 45 left here in Game 5 of a five-game series.
Listen, we know we affectionately called the Saints the kings of Game 5 because they were it what seemed like infinite Game 5s all last season in every league, and so I'm going to need a pacemaker after for the heart rate because this is too much. The Saints are going to find it. Ramen going to be there for the 3rd goal of the game for the Saints, and just like that, they answer back against Northwood, and now a minute 32 all day to play, but that has got to feel good. Look at that slow crawler over the goal line.
It was just an awesome play by Descent, setting him up in the middle there. Not even 15 seconds after the last goal, the Saints want to make sure to put those nails in the coffin. They do not want Northwood sticking its hands out.
Yeah. They got to put 1 or 2 more nails in, though. I think that the body's still shaking. It's still a little fresh in there. I think they could finish off the job here and try to bury it completely. Great shot over the middle, but what surprise? Fuego, epic save.
Yeah, that is not something we've had a shortage of here. Fuego again, he's going to keep the ball in the Saints' end, but NECC is going to keep the pressure on and make him work for it.
Wow.
Hopefully Ramen can stop Ambrosia getting something going in the air there. Once again, Northwood's trying to keep the ball in the air because it seems like they dominate St. Clair when the ball is in the air. So Saints going to want to try and keep that ball out of their end and on the ground as much as possible.
Great contest there by NECC. That was the perfect way to lay that. Yeah, Northwood, when the ball's in the air, like, not that the Saints can't get up there, but Northwood does such a good job controlling the ball in the air and knowing where they want to pick their spots and reading where it's going to go. And now that net looks a little bit empty, but luckily the ball is going to fly wide. Ramen is going to be there. No boost to play with, though. Ambrosia going to take this one back. The thing with Northwood, they have time to try to draw up a play or set something up, but ultimately, as these seconds tick down, your options get more limited, and they get a little more scarce, and they're going to have to try to figure out something. Now only 20 seconds left. Saints are just not in panic mode, but you're like, man, can this clock drain any slower at this point? But the net will be wide open, and that should be the dagger. Ramen going to find his 2nd of the game in the Saints. You do not care how you end this one off, but it looks like they may end up taking this best of 5 over Northwood. Look at Ramen. Little head spin there for a dramatic effect at the end there as well.
NECC's fighting words seem to hold true. Northwood just seemed to be another peg on the pegboard. Let's see if they can hold them out for another 10 seconds here in Game 5.
I'm scared to even say it's over at this point with Rocket League, man. But when it gets to like under the 5-second mark, usually 2-goal lead to say. But before that, I hesitate to even say anything with how these games go.
Definitely.
But it looks like the ball will eventually fall on the Saints. They will walk away. Maybe look for a third there, but the Saints, from down 2-1 in this series, open up NECC Week 1. Massive statement win over Northwood Black, and NECC, call him, crystal ball, voodoo NECC, thinking he's got, get the replays. He knew it was going to happen and stuck to his word today.
Absolutely awesome performance from the St. Clair Saints Academy team here today. Came out swinging, showing them that Academy does not necessarily mean any lesser than varsity.
Yeah. And to say, come out against a team like Northwood, you knew there was high expectations, high pressure going in, and then to kind of get they got kicked around a little bit in Game 1. It was pretty bleak, and then obviously Game 2 didn't look great either. They started off down 2-0 in Game 2, so series starts off, they're down 0-1, down 0-2 in the game, while 0-1 in the series, and they rally back. They don't get the reverse sweep, but man, they played well enough to deserve it. But credit to Fuego and the side of Northwood. The amount of saves, those are insanely those are very highly skilled games, and the amount of saves and the pressure and the timing of some of those plays was absolutely unreal. So both teams just showing that they're going to be threats in the season here.
Oh, most definitely. We've seen a ton of air dribbling from Northwood's side, especially Ambrosia, really trying to set stuff up there all the time. He was bringing the ball through the center, trying to drop it right on the goal line for one of his teammates to put in. And I guess that shows the Saints one of their weaknesses, something that they could work on maybe in one of their future practices.
Yep. And that's the one good thing, at least, is that you walk away with the win in this series, but you also have things where you're like, okay, these are glaring issues that we can fix. And I think we saw Ambrosia. I think Ambrosia either played in CRL or high-level CSA. These are players that aren't these are no-slouch players. These are players that are playing at the top of the top level for collegiate. So this is a very, very huge win for the Saints, especially the Academy team, brand new, as you said. They don't want to be looked at as the second team, the little cousin. They want to be like, hey, we're here to make a statement, check out this bright red. We're here to be loud. We're here to make a statement, and such a good job to hang in there. Just keep the mental strong and then finally find a way to get it done. And now they have a lot of good things to look forward to as the season goes on.
Oh, definitely. I know as a team that would be it's a great feeling to start off with a win.
Yep.
Something to build upon, and it lets all the other teams know that you're not here to mess around. You're here to play and you're here to win.
Yeah, so hopefully luckily we had the interview with Nitrix earlier, wise words now. We're going to give you guys a little sneak peek at the next week of what will be the next broadcast coming up, obviously, as we go through the weeks here. All the different games, all the different titles, lots of action going on at St. Clair. We'll give a quick little rundown here. Sunday, 1 p.m., the varsity team, CRL qualifiers. If you're familiar with our CRL team, had a pretty decent run at Worlds last year, so looking to either repeat that or, get back to somewhere in that standing. The Valorant team going to be up Monday at 7 p.m. against University of Toronto, Mississauga. Massive bookmark this game. This will probably be my game of the week if you're going to watch any broadcast. League of Legends varsity against Fisher College. The League of Legends team has been on a war path the last month, and as Ricky said before in an interview, that will be their toughest task of probably the entire season. So bookmark that one, earmark it, be ready for it. And obviously to round out the week, Call of Duty Vanguard on Thursday at 7 p.m. That'll be the varsity team against Clair University. And then lastly, Friday the 30th at 7 p.m., we're going to see the academy team yet again playing against Valparaiso University. So very busy schedule and a lot of good matches to look up to. And with that, now we have the schedule, we got the rundown, we got the words from Nitrix earlier in the day. I think we've had a pretty complete stream here today, so we thank you guys all for tuning in very, very much. Great job by the Academy team. 3-2 series over Northwood Black in the first week of NECC, and we'll have to catch you guys all in the next one.
Thank you all for watching. Have a great night.
All over the net so far, these first couple of games in St. Clair, just trying to find that hole in the armor, trying to find that hole in the defense, and trying to take lead. We're still at zeros, halfway through game 3 now.
Oh, and a great shot by Sir Hex there.
I thought one of the Saints would get there, but man, that is one you need. You want that one back. That one hurts day and night if you're the Saints.
Yeah.
3 members up in that deep corner, and it does not get easier for Hex.
That wasn't the first empty net goal.
And that is exactly what they needed. Descent going to cut the lead to 1 now, and hopefully St. Clair trying to build off this one. They still got a lot of time to play with as well.
Oh, definitely. As we see, Descent really bringing St. Clair out of the dust there.
Something happened, and just as we say it, Hex once again going to be his 3rd goal of the game on 3 shots. So Northwood now extending the lead with just 1 minute and 6 left, in the Saints, you got to try to find it now.
Yeah, the Saints are really going to have to dig deep here. And
holding that 2-goal lead, and they're going to make it 3. Ambrosia's going to find one. Fuego gets in the assist column, and that will be all but over for game 3. And St. Clair going to look to game 4 in about 12 seconds to keep the series alive.
As we've seen, Northwood is doing really great with their passing play.
Razor sharp angle for Ambrosia when it seemingly wasn't possible. Double touch off the backboard, and I'm not even sure Ramen expected that was going to go on net. Neither Descent. That angle was insane from Ambrosia. And Northwood, exactly. The respawn time will be enough. I like the idea of the pinch there, just not enough boost to make it happen there. Fuego is going to be there for it. Ramen going to be there for the little touch, just putting it straight up in the air. Going to be there to try to make the pass, but great play by Fuego to save it. Ball on the line. Second and third shot come through. Northwood somehow holding there for the touch. It looks like it'll be Nitrix on the follow. Northwood still able to keep the ball out of the net, keep this thing at a 1-0 lead, and Ramen, it's going to be there, but ball will be cleared, and St. Clair, man, they are knocking, kicking, screaming, punching the door, and they can't open it. Fantastic save by Ramen. Not going to enter our net. Finally, Descent will find the equalizer, in St. Clair, all it takes is 1 when you're playing strong defense, and just like that, 2 minutes to play, do or die for St. Clair. They got a lot of time, though.
I know why they didn't save it, because they didn't have anybody in the net that time. Fuego's going to carry this all the way into St. Clair's end, and Ramen's going to try and kick it right back because he's not giving up. 1 was not enough.
Saints going to have to find a second. Both teams fighting for that goal leading. Oh, great shot there by Raw. Fuego yet again. I'm going to have to find the second chance, and Nitrix makes it a 2-1 lead. 17 seconds to play. Do we have game 5 on our hands?
It seems we do have game 5 on our hands because Nitrix is able to put one home with only 17 seconds left in game 4.
Communication, the Saints draw first blood in game 5.
Just an amazing setup by Nitrix and an amazing shot by Descent. He put that ball in its home.
Yep. Descent, perfect timing, and then great job there by Ramen. Just did it. The Saints gonna get a great one. Descent all over the map right now. Gonna find his 2nd of the game, trying to solo carry Saints through game 5 right now. Great job on the setup there in the corner as well, but Descent just finishing the job every time the ball touches his target.
Sir Hex is
there by Fuego. Fantastic air dribble, I believe. Double touch off the crossbar as well. Just great job by Northwood. Try to get that one. Try to get back in the game. Fuego, great control there. Ramen just missing it there at the edge, and Fuego just great individual effort. But no one makes the save though, and Sir Hex will equalize things at 2. We are going to have a serious late game 5 on our hands.
Yeah, with only a minute and 45 seconds here, all tied up.
That's killer.
Sir Hex drops one in nice and slow.
The Saints are going to find it. Ramen going to be there for the 3rd goal of the game for the Saints, and just like that, they answer back against Northwood, and now a minute 32 all day to play, but that has got to feel good. Look at that slow crawler over the goal line. The net will be wide open, and that should be the dagger. Ramen gonna find his second of the game, and the Saints, you do not care how you end this one off, but it looks like they may end up taking this best of 5 over Northwood. Look at Ramen. Has been all over the net so far these first couple of games, and St. Clair just trying to find that hole in the armor, trying to find that hole in the defense, and trying to take lead. We're still at zeros halfway through game 3 now. Has been all over the net so far these first couple of games, and St. Clair just trying to find that hole in the armor, trying to find that hole in the defense, and trying to take lead. We're still at zeros halfway through game 3 now.
Oh, great shot by Sir Hex there.
I thought one of the Saints would get there, but man, that is one you need. That you want that one back. That one hurts day and night if you're the Saints.
Yeah.
3 members up in that deep corner, and it does not get easier for Hex.
That wasn't the first empty net goal.
And that is exactly what they needed. Descent going to cut the lead to 1 now, and hopefully St. Clair trying to build off this one. They still got a lot of time to play with as well.
Oh, definitely. As we see, Descent really bringing St. Clair out of the dust there.
Something happened, and just as we say it, Hex once again going to be his 3rd goal of the game on 3 shots. So Northwood now extending the lead with just 1 minute and 6 left, and the Saints, you got to try to find it now.
Yeah, the Saints are really going to have to dig deep here. And
holding that 2-goal lead, and they're going to make it 3. Ambrosia's going to find one. Fuego gets in the assist column, and that will be all but over for game 3, and St. Clair going to look to game 4 in about 12 seconds to keep the series alive.
As we've seen, Northwood is doing really great with their passing play.
Razor sharp angle for Ambrosia when it seemingly wasn't possible. Double touch off the backboard, and I'm not even sure Ramen expected that was going to go on net. Neither Descent. That angle was insane from Ambrosia. And Northwood, exactly. The respawn time will be enough. I like the idea of the pinch there, just not enough boost to make it happen there. Fuego's going to be there for it. Ramen going to be there for a little touch, just putting it straight up in the air. Going to be there to try to make the pass, but great play by Fuego to save it. Ball on the line. Second and third shot come through. Northwood somehow holding there for the touch. It looks like it'll be Nitrix in the follow. Northwood still able to keep the ball out of the net, keep this thing at a 1-0 lead, and Ramen is going to be there, but ball will be cleared, and St. Clair, man, they are knocking, kicking, screaming, punching the door, and they can't open it. Fantastic save by Ramen. Not going to enter our net. Finally, Descent will find the equalizer, and St. Clair, all it takes is one when you're playing strong defense, and just like that, 2 minutes to play, do or die for St. Clair. They got a lot of time, though.
I know why they didn't save it, because they didn't have anybody in the net that time. Fuego's going to carry this all the way into St. Clair's end, and Ramen's going to try and kick it right back because he's not giving up. One was not enough.
Saints going to have to find a second. Both teams fighting for that goal leading. Oh, great shot there by Raw. Fuego, yet again, I'm going to have to find the second chance, and Nitrix makes it a 2-1 lead. 17 seconds to play. Do we have game 5 on our hands?
It seems we do have game 5 on our hands because Nitrix is able to put one home with only 17 seconds left in game 4.
Communication, the Saints draw first blood in game 5.
Just an amazing setup by Nitrix and an amazing shot by Descent. He put that ball in its home.
Yep, Descent, perfect timing, and then great job there by Ramen. Just did it. The Saints gonna get a great one. Descent all over the map right now. Gonna find his second of the game, trying to solo carry Saints through game 5 right now. Great job on the setup there in the corner as well, but Descent just finishing the job every time the ball touches the star.
Sir Hex is
there by Fuego. Fantastic air dribble, I believe. Double touch off the crossbar as well. Just great job by Northwood. Try to get that one. Try to get back to the game. Fuego, great control there. Ramen just missing it there at the edge, and Fuego just great individual effort.
Yeah,
but no one makes the save though, and Sir Hex will equalize things at 2. We are going to have a serious late game 5 on our hands.
Yeah, with only a minute and 45 seconds here, all tied up.
That's killer.
Sir Hex drops one in nice and slow.
The Saints are going to find it. Ramen going to be there for the third goal of the game for the Saints. And just like that, they answer back.